disposition of the divine mercy, it was done most opportunely that Joan, child of God, daughter of France, today be placed among the number of the saints.
Saint Joan of Arc, whose history is recorded here, lived only 19 years on this earth. She was born in 1412 in the village of Domremy on the marches of Lorraine, at a time when France, losing the 100 Years' War, was overrun by her enemies, her cities ruined, her farms stripped bare, her people hopeless. But the enemies of France did not reckon on the girl Joan praying in the little ruined church of her village. As she knelt there, the voices of her saints spoke to her again and again, urging her to become a soldier, to lead the armies of France to victory, to crown the Dauphin at Rheims. Impossible things they asked of her, and asked again.
Jeanette! Jeanette! Jeanette, Durand is here. We're to give him breakfast. See to it. What ails you, girl? Why are you always alone and listen to no one and answer as if you were in a dream? It's well to love your church, burnt though it is, but to think of nothing else. To look at me without seeing me. To forget your friends and keep always to yourself. This cannot be good. You've become a strange girl, Jeanette. I don't trust you. I can't trust you. Go and make breakfast.
From where I was hiding, I could watch them. I could see them looting, burning, murdering. They burned everything in their path.
But, Uncle, were the soldiers English or Burgundians?
Burgundians. About 60 of them, mounted and armed.
Burgundians are English. They leave the same trail.
I can't understand the Burgundians. French killing French. They're deceiving their own people.
Oh, it's not only the Burgundians that betray us, Durand. Our last king promised us to the English before he died. Queen Mother sold us out for English gold. Our lords are fighting among each other. And young Charles, our king, Crown Prince, our Dauphin, whatever you call him, he's too weak to keep order and too poor to pay his debts.
I saw Ribaud at the market. He lost an arm in the fighting at Orleans.
Oh, poor Ribaud.
They may take Orleans.
They will take it. They've surrounded our last great city. The folk within the wall have nothing but their despair and their hunger. There's no hope for relief, and they can't hold out much longer.
If Orleans falls, it means the end of France.
Well, I want to be home before my wife hears word of the raid.
Get your picture off to the side. We're going down to the fallow field. Keep your hands busy and keep your mind on what's going on about you.
Well, thank you, Isabel. Thank you. Goodbye, Judge.
Don't mind it, Jeanette. We know you're a good and gentle girl, but there's a dream he has about you. Makes him moody and angry.
A dream?
He dreamed you went away with soldiers, with an army. First he thought you'd been carried away. Then it seemed you went of your own free will.
He dreamed I went away with an army?
He's dreamed it more than once.
He told us, too, John and me. He said he'd drown you in the River Meuse before a thing like that should happen. And if he went out here, he charged us to do it.
Yeah.
On me. Help me in this trouble. It's more than 4 years since I first heard the voices in my father's garden. Again and again your saints tell me that I must go. But how can I save France? How can I lead the Dauphin to his coronation? I'm only a poor girl of the farms. I've never seen a king or an army. I'm not fitted to speak to great people or go among them. All this time I have tried to make a beginning, but I can find no way, so nothing is done. I know that every day now we lose France, and I still don't know how to go about what is asked of me. So I do nothing. Forgive me, for I am helpless and in anguish. Will a voice come and say that I am forgiven? For I have tried with all my soul, I have tried. Then I must go and do what I can without knowing how.
Jeanette, did I forget something?
No, only Uncle Durand. I must go to Vaucouleurs. Take me with you.
To Vaucouleurs?
Yes.
Your father said nothing about this to me. Your mother said nothing about it.
No.
Well, this is very strange, Jeanette. You want to buy something in the city?
I'm to speak to Sir Robert de Baudricourt.
What about? Why would you speak to the king's captain?
I can't tell you, Uncle Durand.
Then I can't take you.
I shall walk then. Even if I wear my legs to the knees, I must go.
It may be that I do wrong, but come.
Next.
Gerard Masseau, Sir Robert.
Masseau, you're late with your taxes.
They burned my house, Sir Robert. Stole my grain.
I want to give him till next harvest. Baron Laxar, taxes from your village are not due yet.
I know, Sir Robert. This is my niece. She's the daughter of Jacques d'Arc of Don Remy.
Yes, yes.
She wishes to speak with you.
Yes, go on, girl. Speak up, tell me.
bring you a message, Sir Robert. You must send me to the Dauphin. My lord commands it.
Your lord? I am your lord.
My lord is the King of Heaven.
That's a point. That's a point.
But I am to lead the Dauphin's armies.
To lead his armies? When did the Dauphin have an army? And women don't lead armies, girl. They follow. If you want to become that, a camp follower, it can be arranged.
But I'm to save France.
To save France? Go home, girl, and don't be an idiot. If it were possible to save France, it would have been done long ago. We'd have done it ourselves, eh, de Metz?
But the war will change. When I come to the aid of the Dauphin, I must lead him to his coronation.
Laxar, take this Mooney girl home and tell her father to box her ears.
But you must send me to the Dauphin. I must save France.
I'm sorry, Sir Robert. I didn't know what she was going to say. I'll take her home. What a fool you made out of me. If I'd known what you were going to say.
I didn't want to bring this on you, Uncle Durand, but there was no other way, and I had to speak to him.
You had to. Your father will never forgive me, never in the world.
Hush, cousin.
Make way!
Stand to. Make way.
Jeanette! No, Jeanette, come back. Sir Robert has spoken.
Sir Robert, you must send me out to take part in the war. Orleans is in great danger, and even today a battle is raging.
What? Orleans is 200 leagues from here. Nobody knows what's going on there.
Sir Robert! Sir Robert!
Jeanette!
I tell you, there's fighting this very day, and it goes against us. You must listen. You must hear me.
Child, we all want to save France, but France has dwindled down to a tiny patch without a king, without even a champion, and there's no saving it. Go home. Go home to your father, child.
Those are very strange things you say, girl.
Yes, they are strange. I'm sent here to speak to Sir Robert. But you saw that he cares neither for me nor for my words. Nevertheless, before the middle of Lent, I must be with the Dauphin. Believe me, I'd rather go home and spin with my mother, for this is not my proper place. But there's not one person in the world, not among kings or nobles or princesses, who can bring help to the France we love. Not one save this maid you see before you. It's not because of anything in me, but because the King of Heaven wishes it so.
Have you heard of a prophecy? There's a prophecy that a maid from Lorraine will save France. Have you heard it?
No, I know nothing of a prophecy.
We attack now, Wedge?
She'll have a battle with her boss.
She speaks the truth.
Jeanette, come to these beans, go home.
And she'll crown our king in that red dress.
I knew I wouldn't know how to speak, but still, year after year, I was told that I must go. I must save Orleans and drive the English from French soil.
Do your parents know of this, Janet?
No, I have told no one. Not that I was asked to keep silent, but I knew my father would forbid me to go.
What are we to do?
I know you have to go back, Uncle, but I must stay until Sir Robert will listen to me.
You must stay?
Yes, I must. I'll stand at his gates until he passes, and if there is no room for me, I'll sleep in the fields. What I am commanded to do, I do.
Leave her here with me, Durand. I'll take care of her.
What if I meet your father?
Oh, must you tell him you brought me here?
You're safe enough here, and I can leave you, but...
But what, Uncle?
No good will come of it. I won't say nothing good of it.
Why are you here again? You know Sir Robert won't see you. Go home, girl, and don't come back tomorrow.
That's she coming now.
Forgive me, but are you the maid?
I'm Joan, daughter of Jacques d'Arc.
We heard about you in Ligny. We wanted to see you.
And to tell you that we believe in you. We prayed for you.
We had a mass at View last Sunday.
Thank you. I know that your prayers will help. The gates were locked in my face again. Mother.
I came to take you home, Jeanette. You must come home, Jeanette. A dark dream has crept over you for a little while, but it's done no harm, and soon it'll be gone, and when it's gone, no one will think of it. But come home.
I never wanted to hurt you, Mother. For I love you more than anyone else in the world. But if I had 100 fathers and 100 mothers, I could not go back. I must go forward now.
Then tell me where, Jeanette. Toward what would you go?
Shall we go again?
Cher Robert.
Yes, that's the one. Exactly 2 weeks ago, you came to see me and spoke of a battle. Today, a courier came with messages. There was indeed a great battle on that day, and a heavy defeat for the Dauphin. How did you learn this? Have you studied witchcraft?
Surely you know I have not.
That is just what we do not know. Father Fournier, put it a question.
Exeabe mundi spiritus, in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. If you are a thing of evil and sent from Satan, depart from us. But if you are good and from God, come near.
I ask your blessing, Father. And I ask that whatever is evil fly far from me, and whatever is good remain to help our cause and the cause of France.
That she's no sorceress, Sir Robert. Whatever you have heard her say, whether prophecy or not, the devil has no part in it.
Thank you, Father.
You still wish to go to the Dauphin?
My Lord has commanded me to go.
These two gentlemen wish me to send you forth on this wild mission of yours. They're willing to ride with you as escort. To me, it seems like a fool's errand, but they believe you may help our country. And if there's a chance of that, I don't want to put anything in the way.
Then it shall all come true.
Goodbye, my child.
Ever since I heard you speak, I've gone about in a kind of dream. For I've never yet seen clearly where I must go or what I must do with my life. And suddenly, when I heard your voice, it seemed to me that I knew. I come to be your follower.
Thank you. You're the first.
And I'm quite willing to be the second. When do we set out?
Today rather than tomorrow. Tomorrow rather than the day after.
The Dauphin is at Chinon. That's a long way through enemy country. So prepare yourself for a rough and dangerous winter ride.
Fetch me boy's clothing. I'll dress as a man.
This is wrong, and I'll always know it was wrong.
No, Mother. I was born for this.
Jeanette, the townfolk have brought you a horse for your journey.
There, it's finished.
Why, you make a handsome lad.
I've sent a messenger ahead with my letter to the Dauphin, so they'll expect you. Joan, have you ridden before?
By the time we reach Chinon, I shall ride well.
Take care that you ride only by night. The news of your coming will run ahead like fire, and the enemy will be on the watch for you.
I fear them not.
No sword. Here. Take mine.
A mother bears children and gives them to the world, and she thinks she knows them well. But she doesn't know them at all.
And now you must go. Guard her well. You have many leagues to ride and icy rivers to cross.
Go to the shrine of Le Puy, Mother, and pray for us.
Go then, Maid of Lorraine. I expect but little of you. But go, and come what may.
Well, tell us who you are.
Travelers, my friend, just travelers. And who may you be?
I'm the head constable of Clairvaux.
We're honest men.
You may be, but I must look at you.
Are you a lad?
Let me tell you why we meet you here.
Well, tell us and let us go on.
There's a party of Burgundian soldiers in our town. They say that they're here to lay hands on the maid from Lorraine. The one that's coming to help the Dauphin.
If one of you should be that maid, then go round our village.
Thank you, Constable. This does not concern us.
My wife sent 2 loaves of bread. That was the best we could do.
Thank you again.
I'd like to, if you'll permit me to, lay them in the hands of the lad myself.
If it should be that you're the maid from Lorraine, I don't say that you are, but if it should be, I have a message for you from the people of Clairvaux. It's this. God go with you. God go with you and save France and save us too. Now we can go to our homes, neighbors. For we've seen her and we've given her the warning.
Those are the towers of Chinon.
Oh, we've come through safely. We're here. Jean Bertrand, it has all been worthwhile. And I shall see my Dauphin.
Did you bring the gold, Tremouille?
Gold? Gold? No, I did not.
You should bow when you come into the presence, Duke. Your attitude is slovenly.
You owe me money.
Money?
And I have definite information that you plan to abandon your kingdom. You're leaving us. You're deserting us. If I lent you 3,000 crowns, you disappear to the north or the south, and I could whistle for my money. Not only this loan in question, but the enormous sums you already owe me.
Lend me 1,000. It's safe. I can't go very far on that.
I'll need your signature.
I refuse to sign until I have the money.
I'll need your signature first.
Lackey, a quill for my lord.
You robber, you thief, you brigand!
Gentlemen, not before the court.
Before he lends me money, he demands my signature at the bottom of a blank page. And I know why. Every time I borrow from him, he uses my signature to sell some of my territory to Burgundy to raise the money he lends me.
It's not true. But that's incredible, my lord.
That would be dishonest.
Not by his standards. It's sound business practice. And I'm already so deep in debt to him that I have to borrow money from him to pay the interest on what I owe him.
Let us be fair, my sovereign. If Tremouille charges you more interest than is customary, he may be pardoned on the ground that you're very unlikely to come to your throne. And if you don't, he'll never be paid, principal or interest.
Your own mother has said...
Who believes what my mother says?
Has said you're not the son of the last king, and the history of her amours would seem to substantiate...
Enough about my mother. You intend going over to the English too, don't you, Archbishop? No, I know. You're on both sides, both of you. But less on mine every day because I'm going down, and you think maybe the time has come to let go and let me drown. Oh, poet, I'm surrounded by thieves.
Not thieves, my lord. These men steal kingdoms. That makes them statesmen.
And you're slighting me, too. Look at the entertainment you provide. Tumblers.
Your Majesty will forgive me when he sees the next attraction.
What is it?
Does Your Majesty remember the poor mad maid from Lorraine?
No. Do I?
The one Baudricourt wrote you about. She's been waiting at the inn, hoping to see you.
Well, let her wait.
She's here now. She's on the threshold. I promise you, if you lend me your throne for a moment, I'll lay the whole court flat with laughter, and it'll cost you nothing.
Very well. My dear cousin, how pleasant to have you here. No. Sit with us and watch the entertainment.
I have been watching Charles, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Gaiety, frivolity, waste. And a few leagues from here, Orleans, your last great city, is dying. And you let it die. Your kingdom slips from you and you look the other way.
No more, Alençon. No more if you love me.
If I love you, I must say more. I've heard you're leaving us, Charles, that you plan to abandon France. But you're the heart of France. What have we left if you go?
And what does France mean to me? A mad father who signed away my rights with a treaty. A mother who has declared me illegitimate. A sister who married the enemy king and now is mothering the pretender to my throne. Do you wonder if I amuse myself?
I can't watch it.
My lord and fellow reprobates,
Stay, cousin.
we now come to the final foolery of the
This
evening.
last may divert even you.
The last and the best. Will you know what it is?
Oriental dancer. Is it a play?
It's better than a play. A prophetess has come from Lorraine, promising to save France and crown our Dauphin. Now then, the game is, we'll put the Count of Clermont on the throne. He will pretend that he is the illustrious Charles.
And when the evening is over, I shall be Dauphin by popular demand.
Fortunately, that's not enough. Now, sit on the throne.
Please, a little obeisance, my good people. That's better. Now let her enter. Let her enter, I say.
Ah, there are three of you. And which, may I ask, is the maid of Lorraine?
I am the maid from Lorraine.
Who are these other maidens with you?
This is Strand de Metz and Bertrand de Poulandry who came with me to guard me.
A family of three?
Sir, if you mean anything against the maid or doubt our respect for her, I advise you to watch what you say.
My apologies.
I'd rather nobody knelt to me.
Then nobody will. I assure you, it's not a position one chooses for comfort. But come, here's our great Dauphin.
Well, here I sit waiting for the crown you promised me, maid of Lorraine. See that I am crowned.
See that I'm crowned at once. Here. Your Dauphin offers you his hand, maiden.
My gentle Dauphin, it is you I seek. I've come a long way to find you, and no other can take your place. God has spoken to me through his messengers, and it is his will that I come to aid you and that you be King of France.
How did you know me?
I can tell you that when we are alone.
What is your opinion?
This girl is dangerous. There must be a third party.
I could swear she was sent by your enemies.
My Dauphin, I say to you, from this hour the war will change, and your life will change.
Well, the truth is, Jonah, I'm not the sort of person God would be very likely to be interested in. Truly, I'm not. No, I'm no worse than the others here, probably, but God bothers very little with any of us, if you should ask me. Now, I've been honest with you. Be honest with me. What is it you want? Money? Lands? Presents? I'm a poor man in spite of being...
It is not true that God takes no interest in you. You say that to hide yourself from me as you just now hid among the women. But God will find you out and make you king.
This is an honest voice. Listen to her, Charles. I think you've come just in time.
For a moment, I thought you were the Dauphin.
I'm his cousin, the Duke d'Alençon.
I'm glad you're here, good Duke. The more we gather of the royal blood of France, the stronger is our cause.
Don't trust her, my lord.
I'm trying not to trust her. But every time I look into her eyes, I believe what she says is true.
More reason to distrust her.
Gentle Dauphin, if I tell you things so secret that they are known to you and God alone, will you believe that I'm sent by him?
Come with me, Joan. flocking in by the thousands. The maid's name is Magic. My people believe in her.
Then why do you hold us back? Why? Why? The army's gathered. Men are coming from everywhere. Gold and jewels are dug from the ground and pour into the treasury. Grain and cattle you couldn't buy are sent as gifts. You ordered us to raise the army. We've done it. But you still haven't given us the word to march.
Well, I couldn't very well before the girl had been examined by the Archbishop and the officers of the church.
But the examination is finished. 20 learned and loyal priests questioned her for 3 weeks at Poitiers. They sent to Domremy and to Vaucouleurs for all the available evidence about her. The church finds Joan untouched, religious, and pure in heart, and says so formally.
Yes, but though we find nothing except good in her, still we're not certain that it's wise to send her into battle.
At present, you're at least a live Dauphin, but if you throw yourself into this war, you may lose not only your kingdom, but your life.
I'm not going to lead the army. She's going to lead it.
A green country girl leading an army of France? You'll be the laughingstock of Christendom.
I've been there for a long time, thanks to you. And you. For years you tried to convince me that I'm a pretender to my father's throne. A scoundrel, an imbecile. At times I've been inclined to believe you. But then she came and sought me out.
What did she tell you in the chapel?
I can't tell you that. And I won't.
You'll tell us. You never kept a secret in your life.
I shall keep this one. The truth is, I don't yet know what I want to do. It's my own head, mind you, my own head and my crown. I don't know whether I want to risk them.
But how long are we to wait? Are we never to relieve Orleans?
I don't know. I don't know.
The longer you wait, the wiser, Your Majesty.
I'm not sure of that either. Your Majesty!
My Dauphin, forgive my bad manners. For days I've tried to see you, but the guard said no, you were in council.
My dear Joan, that cloak becomes you. You look radiant.
I thank you for it, my Dauphin. All preparations are made. Let us have action, men of action, and not men of words. Send me to Orleans, and the sign you've asked for will be given. Now is the time.
There is always time, Joan.
No, there is not always time, my Dauphin. Use me well, for I've told you I shall last a year and but a little longer. Come ride with us to Orleans.
If you wish me to say yes, you must not ask for unreasonable things. You must not ask me to lead an army.
I warn you again, Your Majesty. It's not common sense to trust this girl. If it be God's will to deliver Orleans, why do you need soldiers?
The soldiers will fight, and God will give them victory.
If I could be sure. You see, it's myself I'm not sure of. I'm not sure I would make a good king.
What you need is faith in God. When you have that, you'll have faith in yourself.
I'm not sure God wants me to be king. Why should God send me help when I am what I am?
Put aside your doubts and fears, my Dauphin. Be noble as I have dreamed you to be. Be as God requires you to be. Be as France needs you. Your France, your nation and your people. So helpless without you, but unconquerable as soon as you turn your trust to God.
Can you look at her face and doubt, my lord?
No. I do not doubt now. Alençon, take her to the captains. God is with this girl, and will be with her in battle.
Does the arm feel heavy to you?
No, I'm light and light-hearted, for I shall meet the army and begin. Hold my banner high and along.
Look there! It's the girl we followed! Follow a girl?
Wake up, it's the maid.
Gentlemen, I present you Joan, the maid. This is entraille, d'oreille, de goulon, de Gaucourt, Saint-Sever. And this is Laïr.
By the wild bull of Bashan, it's a girl. And in harness.
Lear takes pride in being a plain, blunt fellow without polish for anybody, so think nothing of his greeting. He fights well.
If he fights well, I shall like him.
That is not the question.
Well, come sit with us, Joan. We shall all be working together, and we must become acquainted.
Was it my friend Baudricourt who sent you to the Dauphin?
Yes.
How did he ever come to believe in you?
I don't think he ever believed in me, sir. Jean de Metz and Bertrand de Poulengy believed in me. And he sent me because of them, I think.
In the history of France or the world, I remember no name built up with such suddenness. No enthusiasm so widespread. No career advanced under such favorable auspices. Somebody of really portentous imagination and skill must have cooked this thing up.
Oh, what thing?
This virgin from Lorraine business. You don't have to keep up appearances with us, you know.
Do you know what he means?
Yes, I do. You'll find her honest, Saint-Sever.
She's one of two things. Either a charlatan or a fool.
As for the first, I can't answer, for I don't know what the word means. If I am a fool, God at least has not held it against me.
Joan, I promise you that so long as you don't try to give any commands, we shall all get along well.
Oh, I shall not try to give any commands. I wouldn't know what commands to give.
By the rock of Moses, that's the first sensible word I've heard you say, wench. You stick to that, and by the thunders of God, there'll be no trouble.
Don't swear, Lair.
Don't swear? Now, by the black rod of...
There must be no swearing in this army among high or low.
Do you want to strike the army dumb?
This must begin with you.
You said you would give no order, Joan.
Oh, but this is not a military order, sir. Surely you must see that. But the army that is to march on Orleans was raised in a holy cause. I saw the men today. There were women among them. They drank and swore. These things must cease, and every man must go to confession before we march.
Before God!
Don't swear, Lair. But if you must, swear by my staff.
By my staff? What kind of an oath is that?
No army was ever sent to confession. If we gave such orders, we'd be laughed at.
I shall give no such command.
Or any of us, you may be sure of that.
By the sores of Lazarus. What war have its leaders had to sit in council with a green country girl? A pox on this silly Dauphin of ours. Bad enough when he was a plain coward. Now he sends children to lead us.
She's not to lead us, you great ox. She's to ride before us, a sort of symbol, a figurehead, for the soldiers to rally around.
No, by the love of Janus and all these two-faced janissaries, she'll not rally me around.
I don't expect she'll be of much help in battle. Nevertheless, I'm grateful to her.
For what?
For giving us another chance.
There must be some other way to give an order to the whole army.
It's the only one I know, Joan. You gave a general order through the captains, and they've refused you.
But how can I tell them? How can I do this?
I don't know. Truly, I don't.
Father Pascal, what am I to do?
I wish I could help you, for I know you are right. But I don't see how it can be done.
What am I doing?
Oh, take your dice. Take your dice.
Do you play this game often?
Every day, all day. That takes it all.
From now on, there won't be much time for games.
It's the maid.
The maid.
The maid, the one we follow.
Is there something we can do, perhaps?
Yes. Pick up your dice for a moment.
Pick up your dice, Monsieur.
They tell me that armies are like this, that all armies are like this, and that there's no changing them. Yet we cannot have victory if we are not worthy of it.
But we came here because you promised victory.
It is true that God has called us to the work we are to do, but it is not enough that God is on our side. We must be on his side.
What are we to do, maid?
There must be no gambling.
No gambling?
No, not even in secret. And you must not swear and take God's name in vain.
What was that? No swearing, the maid said.
And you must send away all your women.
What?
No women?
What's that?
There must be no camp followers.
She means us.
And before we march, each man must go to confession and clear his soul of all evil he has done.
What does she think we are, monks?
Be quiet, Savion.
Let her speak.
Please hear me, as many as can. You see, there's no strength in me, and no strength in my hands. There is no strength in any of our hands great enough to win against the English. Our strength is in our faith. And if our faith is eaten away by little things that God hates, then, though there be 1,000,000 of us, we shall be beaten back and die. Yes, come near. And you men too. And those who cannot hear, give them this message. We can win only if we become God's army. It is not easy to stand here before you and ask this of you. Perhaps it will not be easy to do. But I know that if these things are done, then though the English hang from the clouds and ride on the whirlwind, we shall beat them. Though the arrows fall like hail from the sky, and the spears be a ring of steel, and the cannon speak and strike like the thunderstones from heaven, yet they shall be ours. For this God has promised. Our Father who is in heaven is our leader. He will be with us while we hallow his name. He will give us all we need, our daily bread, our victory, and a land that is forever free.
You've come this way by order of Dunois, bastard of Orleans.
He commands here?
Yes, girl. That must be he riding up to welcome you.
Greetings, Dunois.
Greetings, my lord. You are most heartily welcome, my friends. More so since you bring the maid with you.
If that is the city of Orleans, why did you command us to approach by this side of the river? We should have ridden up boldly where the English are strongest.
Then you are on the right side of the river, maid. You see those towers? That's the Tourelle, the strongest English fort. If we take it, the other forts will crumble.
Who commands at the Tourelle?
Sir William Glasdale.
He's the pick of the English captains. I've fought him many times.
I'm commanded to warn this Englishman to give up the fort and to save his life and the lives of his men. Take me to him. Sir William Glasdale! Sir William Glasdale!
I am Sir William Glasdale. Who are you?
I am Joan, the maid.
Sir William Glassdale, and you men of England who have no right to be in our France, the King of Heaven sends you word by me to abandon your forts and go back to your own country. And if you do not do so, I shall make such a high among you as will be eternally remembered. I come to tell you this, lest you perish in a lost cause and an evil war.
This is most generous of you, but I wish to remind you of two things. First, we are winning this war. Second, if there is an evil cause, it is your own. Dunois, Lahire, you have the devil on your side. We have God on ours.
I tell you, Sir William, it is of you I think, and of the many men who will die if you do not heed my warning and surrender now.
I have never feared sorcery, and I'll take no warning from a harlot.
I've meant only well to you.
Take her out of bowshot, bastard, or one of these archers may put a shaft through your pretty maid and spoil her fun.
Come, Joan.
Salt cow, common woman, common is the road by which you came. Sorceress, strumpet, witch, limb of Satan.
This is the hour. Now is the time. In God's name, strike! Strike boldly! Forward!
Fire! Fire! Break them, cannoneers! Break them! Forward! Man this breach! Get those cannoneers! Fire the catapults!
It must come out, Joan.
Hold my amulet, maid. It will conjure away your pain.
Thank you, my friend. No, thanks. I'd rather die than use sorcery.
I'll cleanse your wound with oil and dress it with lard.
Bind me, and I'll lie here for a while. Father Pascal, do you hear? The Tourelle has fallen.
No, Joan. That's the note for recall. We've been ordered to retreat.
Help me to my harness.
Child, you are wounded.
I don't feel it. No, men of France, do not give up. Courage, men, do not fall back. Lair, do not fall back. Friends, turn with me. We must not give up.
We've done all we can this day, Joan. Our men are exhausted.
The English are just as exhausted.
We held a council and decided to retreat.
You've been with your council and I've been with mine. And I say to you, the counsel of our Lord is better and stronger than yours. We need only to go forward and the fort is ours.
If she wants to attack, we attack.
When my banner touches the wall, we shall have victory.
Sound the trumpets! Roll the drum forward! On your feet! Down the wall!
Death by fire is a horrible thing.
John! John, we've been looking for you. Why are you crying?
Because they're dead. Horribly dead. And it was I that killed them.
Killed who?
All these men. Ours. And the enemy.
Huh. Are you crying about the English?
I have no hatred for the English. I spoke bold and loud so that you would follow me. I thought victory would be beautiful, but it is so ugly, bloody, hateful.
Why, there was never a more beautiful victory than this. And it's your victory. The whole city's waiting to receive you. You must lead the army through the streets.
No. No, this blood is on my soul. I'm all spent on it.
Joan, you have given faith to the city of Orleans and the people of France. They want to see you. Come, Maid of Orleans.
Is better than mine.
Jesus Maria, great and honored Prince, Duke of Burgundy, I, Joan the Maid, beg you as humbly as I can to put an end to this war between us. For your Burgundy is part of France and should not fight on the English side. Let us then have a good firm peace. And to ratify that peace, I urge you to attend the coronation of Charles VII in the Cathedral of Rheims. Come and take your rightful place at the consecration of your royal cousin. And may God keep us ever friends. Written in the said place of Rheims, the 15th day of July in the year of our Lord, 1429. She speaks well of you. Very flattering. She addresses me as an equal.
Well, she's been taking towns from you consistently, and I must say she's defeated the best of my English captains.
By sorcery, by enchantment. Our soldiers see her banner and run away. Her victories will be remembered as the most shameful episodes of history.
I quite agree with you. Mighty England and great Burgundy, the richest prince in Christendom, beaten by a green country girl.
My lord, since you've come to me for aid and advice, I have this to say. Think, Duke. Think carefully before you reject the maid at her invitation to the coronation of your dear cousin.
This is no moment for jesting, Count de Luxembourg, and no subject for it. The fact remains that tomorrow in the Cathedral of Rheims, the maid will crown her dancing master of a Dauphin, King of France. She's victorious and she's made no mistakes so far. If she decides to march on Paris, and no doubt she will, Paris will be lost and will fall.
This is a grave moment in the history of Burgundy.
And of England.
And of the Church. You've had to deal with many heretics, but none as dangerous as this one.
The maid a heretic? I thought the Church had examined her and found her good, pious, and untouched.
If I had sat as judge at Poitiers, I can assure you the verdict would have been different.
Count Bishop, your hatred for the maid is justified. Had she chased me from my castle on an hour's notice, I'd have called her much worse names than a heretic.
It may be luck for us that she's exactly where she is. Luck? She's about to make her first error. Tomorrow she will crown Charles. She should set the crown on her own head. Charles is a fool, a gull, a knave. He sold out to us before. He may do it again.
You'd offer him money?
Not I. You.
for a truce. For the first time in 100 years, France is victorious. Why in heaven's name should Charles grant us a truce?
Dangle gold in front of him, and he might take it. He always has.
Tremouille is with him as usual, and Tremouille would sell anything.
Right, my dear Cochon. And since it's our only chance and our last, you must send a messenger to Reims at once and put the offer very high. Say 100,000 gold crowns. If we get the truce, we'll have time to fortify Paris.
You are right, Duke of Bedford. The maid's first error. She should place the crown on her own head.
When it comes to the actual coronation, there'll be a little cushion like this one. And you'll kneel on it, and I will anoint you.
Now, which way will the people be?
People?
Yes, my dear subjects. Those who pay the taxes.
That way.
Well, I think I'll kneel with my face a little more toward them. Not that I think too well of my face, but after all, I am their king. They may as well get used to it. Oh, come in, my dear Tremouille. We were just rehearsing the ritual of my coronation.
Oh, then it is you who's to be crowned today?
What do you mean?
Riding through the crowded streets, one gets the impression that this is the maid's coronation.
That's because she's a very pretty girl in armor and exciting to look at. And she has done extraordinary things.
Oh, very kingly. Most royal. Put that on in public, Charles, but in private it's high time you realize that this girl is both ambitious and unscrupulous. And if the war goes on and her military party keeps the ascendant, she, not you, will rule in France, whether you're crowned or not.
If you were a window, my dear Duke, you couldn't be easier to see through. This girl is the only person around me who isn't after power and money, including you. Everything she's done for me and for France.
She's very clever. She knows she has to win you first. But as for power, she has more power now than you and I and Burgundy put together. The whole country's behind her.
Well, if you want to put it that way. What's on your mind, Tremouille?
I fear for you, that's all.
And for yourself, and with very good reason.
If your Highness wishes to practice kneeling just once more...
Yes, I do.
Very well, my lord. I'll send the messenger away.
Messenger? What messenger?
By Burgundy's. He's here, begging for a truce.
Truce? What nonsense. How much will they pay?
50,000 crowns if you give the order to stop fighting.
And how much do you get?
I've nothing to do with it.
Your usual share is half, my loving crocodile, and you haven't changed. I want your share. I want 100,000 in my hands, and I'm not even sure that I'll take it.
What shall I tell him?
But tell him to wait. We're in no hurry.
Very well, my lord.
Charles, how can you think of money at this fateful and serious moment?
I don't know, but I can without the slightest effort. Forgive me, my dear Archbishop, but you must know about government.
I have said, and I say again, that this war is unnecessary bloodshed. And the sooner we end it, the better.
If only I knew what to do. Joan might drive my dear cousin Burgundy right out of the country if she continues, and that might be the best thing. It's so difficult to know what is the best thing. When I'm king, then I'll know.
Regum de oleo sanctificato. In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
Accipe coronum regnum. In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Vivat Rex in aeternum.
Sire, this is the day we fought for and waited for, and it has come. I am as happy as any mortal has ever been, for I have watched the anointing and the coronation of my king.
See the messenger in the robing room.
Oh, they didn't touch. They didn't touch.
They kissed. Just as I kiss you now.
Majesty.
If only our kissing is a very different matter, isn't it, my dear?
Oh, Your Majesty, you must take care.
No, that's your part to take care. Mine is to be bold, careless, and reckless. To enter where I will and depart when I choose. For look, the world is mine. Look about you. This is a real court now, and I'm a king to be reckoned with.
It is lovely. The scent of jasmine. I could stay here in Scilly forever.
Yes, well, next week we must go to Lush to be feasted, and the week after that to Blois.
There seems to be no end to these invitations.
And to the tributes. And what a difference. Do you remember that little tailor at Chinon who wouldn't trust me for a new coat? Now, Here comes that vulture again. Well, Tremouille, do you come to bring me money or to take it away with you?
Your Majesty, this is a much more important matter than money.
The man's mad. Here, Chartier, take my place. And don't cheat.
She's here.
Is she alone?
No, she's brought Alençon with her.
Oh.
Remember, sire, it's absolutely imperative that this time you keep your word.
When have I not kept my word?
Yesterday.
Well, that was yesterday. Greetings, my friends. Joan, we have asked you into the presence because we have missed you, our most favorite subject.
My noble king, for weeks we have waited outside the walls of Paris for your arrival. We should have struck in the hour of victory. But it is not too late now. Keep your promise. Ride with us, and Paris shall yet be ours.
I'm sorry, Joan, but you'll have to cancel all such plans. I have just negotiated a truce with Burgundy.
A truce? That's madness.
There's been too much bloodshed.
Yes, the realm has been terribly torn. We need peace.
Our enemies need peace, my king, but not you. Let them go home to their island and they can have a good and lasting peace. We only have to go forward now, and their last great stronghold will fall.
I tell you, I have decided upon a truce. I have decided.
But you cannot do this, my king. It would mean that you threw away all the advantages. We have fought so hard and have given so much blood to win.
His Majesty has signed the truce.
Signed it?
Yes.
And our king never repudiates his word.
You know how this looks, Your Highness. Like betrayal or stupidity, or both.
I never said I was wise. I never said I was honest. I never said I was handsome. I'm not a particularly good person to be a king, but as long as I am a king, I will be a king. What do you know of statecraft? What do you know of the expedients to which the heads of nations must stoop? A ruler must compromise and bargain with the lowest sort of people, even the enemy. Men are governed by corruption. They like it.
Men hate corruption, and God hates it.
I don't know, but men take to it very naturally.
What does this mean?
He's betrayed us, John.
It cannot be true. My king, have you taken money from our enemies?
That is not a question a king should answer or be asked.
Then you have done it. You have betrayed us. All of us. Your country and even yourself. I shall tell the people of France what you've done. I hate war. I don't like battles. Every time I see French blood flowing, I can feel the hair rise on my head. With all my soul, I pray for peace.
We are at peace.
We cannot have peace until our land is free.
It happens that I am the one who decides what wars we fight and what peace we keep.
I warn you. Make any dirty truce you like. We'll march on Paris with or without sanction.
No, my dear cousin, you will not. I order the dismissal of the army. I'm sick of all these warriors clanking about in armor. You, Alençon, Laïr, Dunois, all of you, put down your battle axes. You're ordered home. And from now on, all commands come from me.
If my captains leave, I shall leave also.
Not your captains, my captains. And you also will do as you are told, not as you please. Oh, yes. Joan, we have decided to ennoble you as a token of our gratitude, and your town of Domremy will be exempt from taxation. But you must remain with the court until you are given permission to leave. Now, come and join us.
After a century of defeat, we began to win. We did win battle after battle. And now, just as we're about to end the war, we're ordered to disband, to retreat from an enemy that's on the run. Why has this happened?
How could this happen?
Charles can't bear it that the people love the maid more than their king.
That finishes me. I've looked my last on Charles the Despicable. Come to Normandy with me, Joan. We can go on fighting there.
Our king has ordered you home.
My home is where the English wait behind the hedges.
But you, Joan, where will you go?
My king has ordered me to stay with him.
You'll be his captive then, a prisoner at the court. Held there lest you make war on his enemies and spoil his bargains.
Joan, you said you'd speak out and tell the people what kind of king they have.
If you were honest with yourself and the people who followed you, you cannot stand by him any longer. You cannot be silent.
Should I speak against him and leave him?
Yes.
No.
Why, Dunois?
If you speak against him, he'll still be king. If you leave him, he'll still be king. And what will France have then? A government of pure corruption. No faith, no good angel, nothing but corruption. But if you remain by his side, he'll sometimes have to think of you and of the people of France, and not always of his own interest.
But would I be honest to stay?
Was it God's will that you set the Dauphin on his throne?
Yes.
Well, this is the king he chose.
Makes a man wonder if God could be wrong.
No. No, God could not be wrong. This is the king he chose. And yet...
Every government is made up of bargainers, Joan. That's to be expected. And it's a lucky country where they don't have it all their own way. Where there's somebody like you about to make the bargainers behave.
I'll stay with him till the truce ends.
The truce may never end.
Then I'll dedicate my white armor to God and lead his armies no more.
Don't lose heart, Joan.
If anything could make me lose heart, it's saying goodbye to you three.
It can't end here. We'll meet again, Joan.
I was never much with words, Joan, except for profanity. And this is beyond swearing.
Goodbye, dear friend. And good soldier. Did you say your prayers this morning?
That's what I forgot.
Remember me when you say them.
Let me kneel to you this once. You're more to me than any king or queen could ever be. To me, you're France, and France is yours. You lifted her up when she was dying and set a cup of victory to her lips. We've all drunk from that cup. It's made a new nation of us. Made new men of all of us. Many of whom are now dead. As I could wish I were now that this has happened.
King of heaven, I've come to fulfill a vow. The truce with Burgundy is signed. We are at peace, and I shall wear this white armor no more. I leave it here, at your altar. We are at peace, my king. But not such a peace as we dreamed. No, horrible and evil in armistice with much of the war to be fought. enemies preparing. And we dwindle here from town to town, holding court, receiving embassies and dismissing soldiers. From town to town we have feasted. From city to city I have attended, doing the king's bidding. We must feast in many more if the plan holds. But oh, most sweet God, the food is bitter. I would rather sleep on the ground again and chew my handful of beans and rise to face the rank of English spears. For this way we shall lose all we have won. Even I can see that. And my voices have said nothing. If only my voices would speak to me again. If they would tell me what I should do, then I could sleep at night and accept what comes to me, but they are silent. And I ask again and again, must I remain with the king in his household? Busy with the nothings that fill these days? If my voices do not answer, I cannot stay here. I must arm again and find the enemy and fight as before. Let my voices speak to me if this is wrong. Let them speak to me now. Have I made an error that is not forgiven? There is still no answer. Then I must go and fight the enemy, King of Heaven. I shall find another armor, not this shining one in which I rode as your messenger, but another dark and humble, fitting to a common soldier. Long ago my voices told me that I would be taken prisoner. When it comes, at least I shall have arms in my hands. I think I have courage to die. But not to die thus in small, sick ways. Daily.
They're bringing the witch! The maid is captured!
Come here, look! There's the witch! The witch! Why, she's a little girl!
So you are the maid. The peasant girl who leads armies, crowns kings, and sets soldiers quaking in their boots. As a Frenchman, your great admirer. As a Burgundian, your fortunate captor. At the gates of Compiègne?
Yes, my lord. The city shut the gates in her face as we descended upon her and her few followers. We were careful not to wound her.
Well done, Captain. My dear, look after her good health. You shall be in good hands, Joan.
They have taken my ring. I want it back.
His Grace, the Bishop of Beauvais.
Welcome, Your Grace.
Greetings, Count.
A goblet of wine. Wine is always good over a bargain.
Oh, yes, thank you. It seems to me I remember this room under less happy circumstances.
Yes, as I remember, you were a bit breathless. You were running from the maid.
Whom you now have.
Whom I now have.
Shall I have the money sent up?
£5,000 is not enough, Your Grace. I can do much better elsewhere.
£5,000 is a great deal of money. Kings have been ransomed for less.
But this is something different. This is a witch. Witches are expensive.
5,000. Yes or no?
Five mules, 10 bags. The question is, does each bag contain 500 or 1,000 pounds? Bishop, could it be possible that you're lying? It looks to me as if you're authorized to go as high as 10,000 pounds.
And if I said that I were, you'd want 15. If you were a true Christian, you'd give her up for nothing. She's a sorceress, a heretic, an idolatress. She must be burned.
Oh, now, wait, Bishop. If this is entirely a religious matter, why do you offer me English coin?
England is a true daughter of our church. She's with us heart and soul in the matter of scotching this heresy.
Oh, yes, when the maid beat the English, yes, of course, that was heresy. Not to mention her booting you out of your bishopric.
Whose side are you on, my friend?
The same side we're all on. The me side. What's in it for me? That's my side, and it's your side. And the English side, and the French side, and the Burgundian side. Of course, this girl, she's the only one I know who's not on the me side. And that's why I'm ashamed when I think I'd sell her. Yes, even for 10,000 gold pounds.
Very well, 10,000. Will you take it?
Shall we count it out?
You spin and sew so well. I have some beautiful cloth from Brussels. Why don't we make a dress for you, Joan?
Thank you, my lady, but I don't want one. While I'm dressed as I am, everyone can see that I still stand for what I've done. No, I cannot change.
What is it, Marguerite?
The master wants the maid.
Where is he?
He's in the strong room, counting money. A mountain of money.
My king. My king has sent my ransom.
You may take her.
Most reverend lords, masters, and fathers, I, Pierre Cochon, by divine mercy, Bishop of Beauvais, gratefully thank you for coming here to the city of Rouen to assist me in the trial which is about to begin. I am confident that I speak for us all when I say that it is our most ardent wish that this trial should be just, unbiased, and irreproachable. The more so since that is the command of our sovereign, His Royal Majesty Henry VI, King of France and of England, whose representative, the Earl of Warwick, is honoring us with his presence.
My lord, in accordance with the orders you gave me, and as promoter of this case, I have cited the woman, commonly known as Joan, the maid, to appear this morning here before us and to answer the accusations brought against her. Master Jean, Monsieur, will you bring the accused before us?
My lord, the said Joan has two requests she begs you to grant. First, that she may be allowed to hear Mass before appearing. Second, that you have French priests as well as English to sit beside you.
These points have been mentioned before, Master Jean. After consulting the most eminent lords and authorities, And taking into consideration the crimes with which she is accused, as well as the indecency of her attire, we could not grant her permission to hear Mass. Also, apart from Master William Hayton, who is English, we, the judges, are all Frenchmen, and good Frenchmen. Bring the accused before us.
You may sit if you wish.
Thank you, Father. I'll stand. At first, anyway.
Acting upon common report, public rumor, and various informations obtained by us, we have summoned you before us as a suspect of heresy and sorcery. Will you swear to speak the truth concerning everything we shall ask you?
My lord, I do not know what your questions will be. Perhaps you will ask me things I should not answer.
And have it done with.
Of my mother and of my father and what I did after I left home to take part in the war, I will tell you willingly. But of certain revelations which have come to me from God, I will speak to no one, save only Charles, my king.
Why should God make revelations to you?
God makes revelations to whom he pleases.
Will you swear to speak the truth on matters concerning the faith?
I swear to speak the truth on questions concerning the faith.
What is your name?
My name is Joan. At home I was called Jeanette.
How old are you?
I am 19, I think.
You say that you have had revelations from God. Can you tell us when it first happened?
When I was 13 years old, I heard a voice in my father's garden. It was at noontime in the summer. The voice was at my right, toward the church. And it spoke to me from the midst of a great light. When I first heard it, I was frightened.
What did the voice say?
First, it spoke only of things near at hand and how I should live my life. But then later it said to me, Go, raise the siege of Orleans. Have the Dauphin crowned at Rheims. Drive the English from French soil.
Did you answer this voice?
I said I was only a poor girl from the farms who knew nothing of courts and warfare. But still the voice said to me, Go, child of God, daughter of France. Go.
This voice that spoke to you, whose voice was it?
At first I thought it was an angel. Then later I knew it was St. Michael who spoke. Sometimes St. Catherine appeared to me. And St. Margaret.
Did you see these saints? Or did they speak to you only?
I saw them as clearly as I see you now.
Did your king see your saints?
Pass over that. This does not concern your trial.
She has no right.
Proceed.
Do the saints have hair on their heads?
It's good to know that they have.
Do they wear clothes?
Is God so poor that he cannot clothe his saints?
Did St. Margaret speak in English or in French?
Why should she speak English? She's not on the English side.
Do your saints hate the English?
they hate what God hates, and they love what God loves.
God, does he hate the English?
Of God's love or hate for the English, I know nothing. I know only this, that the English will be driven from French soil, except for those who are buried here. God will give my king a great victory, and Charles VII will be king of all France.
Silence!
Do you believe that you are in a state of grace?
If I am not, may God put me there. If I am, may he keep me there.
That is a good answer, John.
We can do without your comments, Master Jean.
Who counseled you to throw off women's clothes and dress like a man? A thing indecent and contrary to the teachings of the Holy Scriptures.
For that I blame no one. Having lived among soldiers, it was more fitting for me to wear man's clothes. But give me a woman's dress, and I will wear it if you permit me to hear Mass. Otherwise, I will not put it on, since it pleases God that I wear this one. All I have done by the command of my Lord. That is all that I've done well.
How do you know that your voices come from God?
I knew that they came from God because what they commanded me to do was only good. My lords, I have answered these same questions at Poitiers. My king charged the Archbishop of Reims and other loyal and learned priests to examine me before I was allowed to lead his army. Send for the records at Poitiers, and you shall have all my answers.
The examination of Poitiers by the Archbishop of Reims has no relevance. We are your judges now, and you must answer us.
But you are not fitted to be my judges. You are my mortal enemies. English and Burgundians. All of you. And you are not the church. You are the valets of the enemy king whose orders you obey. If I am being tried by the church, why am I not in a church prison among women? I am in an English prison, guarded by English soldiers, and chained to my bed. If I must rise for any purpose, I must ask the guards to unlock the bonds.
We, your judges, keep you chained because you attempted to escape.
Is it not a right of all prisoners of war to try to escape? You say that you are my judges. I do not know if you are, but I say this. Take care not to judge me wrongly. For in truth I am sent by God, and you place yourself in great danger.
Take her back to her cell.
Good day, my lord.
You and your flawless trial. The girl's too clever for you. She ridicules you. Yes, and threatens you in public.
I can assure you, my dear Earl of Warwick, it won't happen again.
No, it will not, for there will be no more public sessions. You will continue behind closed doors according to my orders.
Is that the chapel, Father?
Yes, Joan.
May I enter?
No, daughter, it is forbidden.
Do you know why?
It is forbidden.
Your Grace, perhaps we should not say no so quickly to this child's request concerning the records at Poitiers. Since we were not on the maid's side in the war, we can hardly judge her in unbiased fashion.
This is an ecclesiastical court, governed solely by the unbiased laws of the church.
The laws of the church? Do they demand English guards at the doors? Or do they insist that English gold bears the expense?
Silence, Tocqueville.
No, Your Grace. Such a procedure contravenes our laws. I can take no part in this trial.
Then you may leave. And any of you who are of his opinion may leave also. But remember this. If you go now, you carry my enmity with you, and the enmity of the King of England, the King of France and of England.
I'm sorry to leave her to your mercy, or your lack of mercy. But for my conscience' sake, I cannot witness what seems to me but a preconceived and shameful farce.
You will come with us.
I?
Yes. You're under arrest.
I should be in a church prison, guarded by women. Must you leave me here, Father Matthew?
I am commanded to leave you here. God keep you, child.
This is Master Jean Lemaire, who has been assigned by the Most Reverend Inquisitor of France to assist us at your trial. Master Jean has read all the reports of the preceding sessions and is therefore well acquainted with your case.
I am Joan, and I promise you that we will judge you justly. But you are an unlettered girl and need counsel. You may choose one of the judges to advise you.
I thank you. But I have no intention of departing from the counsel of my Lord.
Will you swear to speak the truth on everything we ask you?
I've come before you countless times. Again and again I have sworn you burden me too much.
Have you heard your voices recently?
Yes. For a while they were silent, but now they speak to me daily.
Did they appear to you in your cell?
I do not always understand what they say. My guards make too much noise.
What do your voices tell you?
To answer you boldly.
Did they promise to deliver you?
St. Catherine told me that I would be rescued. I do not know whether this means that I will be delivered by a French attack upon this city of Rouen. Or something else, but I was told that I would be freed by a great victory.
Can you remember the exact words?
Yes. Accept everything with courage. Do not fear your martyrdom, for in the end you shall be in the kingdom of paradise.
What does the voice mean by your martyrdom?
I am not sure. It may mean what I suffer here in prison. Night after night I have no sleep, and still I must come before you and answer questions. The same questions. I come before you half mad with what I must endure in my cell. Without rest day or night. I do not know how much more I will have to suffer. I refer myself to God.
Do you think you will go to the kingdom of paradise?
As surely as if I were already there.
This is a very grave answer.
Yes. And I hold it for a great treasure.
What was the sign you gave to your king in the chapel of Chinon that made him believe you were sent by God?
I think you have asked me that question 100 times, and I've told you again and again you shall have no answer from me. It does not concern this trial.
Was this sign made of gold or silver or jewels?
No goldsmith in the world could fashion a crest or sign so rich and fair.
It will last 1,000 years.
Was it a crown?
I did not say it was a crown.
Well, what was it then?
If you wish to know, go to my king and ask him.
This harlot mocks our court.
You ask me questions I have sworn not to answer, and yet you keep asking them. What do you wish of me, that I perjure myself?
Marshal, stay your hand. Don't write that answer.
Joan, if we prove to you that you have acted against the faith, are you ready to submit to the church?
I beg you to believe that I would never do or say anything against the church. And if I had done such a thing, I would willingly reject it.
That is a good answer, Joan. Now,
if you accept the decision of this court, you will reject your voices. If you still maintain that your voices are right, you reject the church. If you do not obey, you are a heretic.
I would not reject the voices of my lord nor the church. It seems to me that it is all one. Our Lord and our church. Why do you make such a difficulty about it?
Why did you display your banner at the coronation?
It had shared in the toil. It was only right that it should share in the honor.
Did the poor kiss your hands and garments and have masses said for you?
They came to me happily. How could I push them away? And if they prayed for me, I believe they did no wrong.
Did you receive the sacraments in man's clothing?
Did you bless the weapons your soldiers?
By what sorcery did you seek out your king?
Did you bring a child back to life at Lani?
How do you distinguish one saint from another?
Oh, my lords, I can answer only one at a time.
To be sure of yourself, to be proud, to be boastful, these are the sins of Satan.
She is a heretic, an apostate, and a sorceress. And she must go to the stake. But we must discredit her before she dies. For she is not just a sorceress. She is a symbol, adored by the people of France. If we burn her now, we make a martyr of her. And that's exactly what her king wants us to do. But if we can force her to recant, to abjure, to renounce her voices, her mission, and her king, the people will lose faith in her and in the king that was crowned by a heretic. They will accept our Henry as the lawful king of France.
Very well, my Lord Bishop. Proceed with your plan. But let me remind you, the maid must die at the stake if you're ever to be Archbishop of Rome. Nice out there. It could be nice in here if you don't listen. Why, look, wench. Might unlock your chains. Give your flesh a chance to heal. Might loosen your fetters. Let you walk about the cell. I'd give you cheese and wine. You'll be burned in the square. You'll die without knowing what it is to be kissed. Look at me. Look at me, wench.
Take your hands from her.
Don't give me orders. You're only a bailiff.
I shall report you to the captain.
You know, I wouldn't do that if I were you, Frenchman.
You mustn't put yourself in danger, Father.
My child. We think we know a way to save you, Joan.
I don't want to die, but I cannot deny my voices. I'll damn my soul to save my life.
There's another way. An appeal to the Pope.
These are technical matters, my child, but it seems that if you make such an appeal, they cannot continue with this shameful trial. According to the laws of the church, they must send you to Rome or submit a report and wait for the Pope's decision.
I wish I could go to Rome. The Pope would believe me.
Who gave you permission to enter the cell? Get out of here at once.
Do you submit?
I appeal to the Pope who is at Rome. Take me there and I shall submit to him.
My lord, she appeals to the Pope.
Who is coming? Somebody's coming.
This is very serious, my lord. She is within her rights.
This appeal is suspensive. We cannot proceed with the trial.
We shall proceed.
But if we were to continue, the trial would be illegal, and the verdict null.
You're saved, Joan.
The devil's tail, priest. If I see you whisper to her again, I'll have you thrown into the Seine. As for this appeal to the Pope, I refuse to allow it. The king commands here, not the Pope. He's paid a high price for this witch. And he's also paying for your services, my masters, doctors, and bishops.
That is why I appeal to the Pope, who takes orders from no king.
The appeal is overruled. Erase it from the record.
Yes, you surely write what is against me, but nothing that is for me.
Take her away.
May I have your attention, my lords? His Grace the Bishop of Beauvais sent me the articles of accusation of this case and asked me to give him my opinion of the conduct of this trial.
Quite so, Your Grace. But I could hardly hope that you would trouble yourself to appear in person.
I feared that my letter might become lost, as so many others have. However, having witnessed today's session, I am ready to render my opinion. Write this down, scribe. I, Jean, Bishop of Avranches, declare that this trial is unlawful, that the appeal made by the accused and witnessed by me, among others, is definitely and completely suspensive, and that all future procedure of this case must be referred to Rome.
Why don't we go to my apartments, Your Grace?
If the maid's appeal is overruled, it is further proof of the widespread rumors that circulate throughout the Christian world that this is not a religious but a political trial. I warn you, the so-called judges, you may succeed in sending her to the stake, but one day your English king will be ashamed of these proceedings. Rome will declare the truth about this girl, and France will praise the maid for its birth as one nation. And as for you, Pierre Cochon, Count Bishop of Beauvais, I declare you a traitor, for you have betrayed your country, and you betray your church.
Your Grace, at this time I cannot permit. I will not permit.
It's spring, Father.
Yes, child, it's the 9th day of May.
Tried to avoid this, Joan, but your stubborn and arrogant attitude has left us with no alternative. If you continue to hide the truth, if you persist in your heresy, you will be put to the torture.
Joan, there is still time. You must admit that your voices are evil.
They have lied to you just as you have lied to us.
No, they tell me only truth. Even though I don't know what they mean by my rescue and my victory. God's ways are not always our ways.
You have asked for your torture.
If you tear me limb from limb and separate my soul from my body, I would not deny my voices. And if I did, I would always declare afterward that you had compelled me to say it by force. I have asked my voices if I will be burned. And they have told me to rely entirely on God.
Tomorrow morning, in the cemetery of Saint-Ouen, we have decided to hold our last session. With your physician's consent, we are taking Joan there. And if she again refuses to abjure, we are abandoning her and handing her over to the civil authorities.
I shall order the executioner to be in readiness.
This Joan, whom you see before you, has fallen from error into error, from crime into crime.
Never before in France has there appeared such a monster. She is a witch, a heretic, a schismatic. Even her king himself is a heretic because he sought to regain his throne with the help of such an apostle. We brought you here to this sacred and ancient cemetery to give you your last chance in public. Will you or will you not revoke all the acts to which your voices drove you and which we, your judges, have condemned?
Submit to God and our Holy Father, the Pope.
The Pope is in Rome. We cannot go so far. You must submit to us. If you do not, we shall hand you over to the executioner now.
Submit to God and our Holy Father, the Pope.
You must submit to us or die.
If you submit, we'll send you to a church prison.
Do you hear, Joan?
If you submit, you'll be taken to a church prison where there'll be women to guard you.
Step to her! Step to her! To the fire!
In nomine Domini, amen. Universus ecclesiae pastores.
Joan, he's reading the sentence of your excommunication. Submit.
Abjure! Joan! Abjure!
Et fratre Ioanni.
This means her death.
Sign, Joan! Sign, Joan! Joan! Abjure!
Abjure? What does it mean to abjure?
It means to submit to your judges. If you do, you will escape the fire and you will be delivered from the English prison.
Oh, most sweet God.
Sanctiones condemnendo Deum in sui sacramenti.
Submit my words and actions to you. I'd rather abjure than be burned.
She submits herself.
Sediciones moliendo.
To the fire!
Apostatando.
No, Joan, you must sign your name.
You're a traitor! You'll never escape! You're a deceiver! You liar!
Silence! The maid has submitted. We must receive her with penitence.
In the name of our Lord, amen. At last you come back to the bosom of our Mother Church, and thus we absolve you from the excommunication. But in order that you should expiate your crimes, and to make sure that you will not fall back into heresy, we condemn you to perpetual prison, to the bread of sorrow and the water of affliction.
Father, take me to your church prison. Give me women about me.
She's escaped. You've deceived us, and you've betrayed the king.
If only you would trust her, Lord. I've told you again and again, she will burn. We shall catch her yet.
We will send you a woman's dress. Wear it. Do not wear the attire of a man ever again.
I'll obey. Fear of the fire. I have damned my soul to save my life. You speak to me, and I denied you.
Child, your woman's dress. You hadn't changed into it. They come this morning to make sure you've kept your oath and you've broken it. You must put this on. Put it on quickly before they arrive. The guards will unlock your bonds. It's too late.
Exactly as I expected. She has not kept her word. She meant nothing of what she said.
She meant all that she said, but we have not dealt honestly with her. The guards are still here, just as before.
She has retained the clothes of a man. She has broken her signed abjuration.
We made it impossible for her to keep it.
You exceed your function here, Master Jean.
I appeal to the Inquisitor.
She shall have her sentence and nothing else.
One moment, my lords. If this girl has been tricked into breaking her vow, I will not share in a sentence against her. If we leave your cell, all of us, will you put on this dress?
No, my lord, I will not. I have heard my voices again. They told me I did a very wicked thing by denying them, but they have forgiven me. I have faith in them. I have none in you.
This is a fatal answer.
Joan, do you know what this means? It means the fire, your death.
To live without faith is more terrible than the fire, more terrible than dying young. I have nothing more to do here. Send me back to God from whom I came.
Be of good cheer, my lord. It is all over.
Yes, the executioner will see to the rest.
What shall I write for the records?
Write that she has relapsed, that we are forced to abandon her.
Bishop, I die through you.
Sancte Deus.
If she's excommunicated, why do they give her absolution and Holy Communion?
The bishop said give the maid everything she wants. He's contradicting himself. It's another proof of his inconsistency and guilty conscience.
It cannot take long to die. There will be a little pain, but then it will end. No. The pain won't be little, but it will end. I see it so clearly now. My victory is my martyrdom, my escape, my death.
The abjuration of your errors, the devil of heresy has once more risen in your heart, and you have returned to your crime. Therefore we, the judges, say and decree that you, Joan, commonly called the Maid, have been on the subject of your pretended divine revelations, a relapsed heretic.
God bless you.
A sorceress, lying, seducing, pernicious, presumptuous, seditious, cruel, apostate, and schismatic. And so we abandon you to the civil authority. requesting the same authority that it may be pleased to moderate its judgment, and if true signs of penitence should appear, that the sacrament of penance may be administered to you.
I am a good Christian.
Executioner, do your duty.
Mistaken men, traitors to yourselves and your country. You thrust greatness and an undying name upon your chief enemy. Now the executioner has lighted the faggots and sends her spirit up from the fire and casts her body to the winds. And you shall never hear the end of this day's work. The winning of a few victories, that could be put aside as a 9 days wonder. But you've made her a symbol. And her ashes and her words will blow like seeds and take roots on deserts and pavements. They will flower into heralds and prophets to spread her fame. This will be her age, her century, and all the rest of us, priests and kings, will be minor figures in her tragedy.
Father! Father, pray for me. I shall be dead forever. I burn the saint.
Go, child of God, daughter of France. Go.
Oh, sweet God. You who have been with me always. Be with me now. Through the darkness. For I meant hurt to no one. Let none be hurt for me.
Come to her assistance, ye saints of God. Come forth to meet her, ye angels of the Lord, receiving her soul, offering it in the sight of the Most High. May Christ receive thee who hath called thee, and may the angels lead thee into paradise.
And at the hour of our death, amen. Jesus.